6:08. Slept in till 6. Galliano sunrise. Dogs can often feel like a narrowly missed car accident. So the morning walk or mini walk went okay. We didn't run into any people and they didn't, terrify anyone. Okay, so this is the part of the island we've been looking at so far. And right now we are down Galliano Way, and we are down on the left side of, the right side of Styx Allinson. That's like an acupuncturist. We're gonna check out, these are like cottages, and the road is decent enough for an RV. So this is the road down the right side of Styx Allinson towards the cottages and the acupuncturist. And it is decent enough, definitely, for an RV. There's a nice wide enough turnaround at the end of the road. And then also this road, you can access the community forest. There's a couple of trail access points. Just gonna check out Georgia View Road because there's supposed to be some trail accesses for the community forest down here. So we're at the end now of Georgia View Road, and it is a nice large enough turnaround for an RV, and it looks like you might be able to even park the RV in the turnaround because that little wee parking lot, I mean, at least there is one. That in there is the community forest. This is where we are right now. Right here. Georgia View Road, I believe that's the one. Saw this sign from the parking lot. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't private property. And it's not. You got a trail map here. So it is going on 6:30 in the morning. I am still BC before coffee, but I'm thinking I'll take the dogs up that Mistletoe Main Loop Trail, which is 1.25K. So hopefully they'll get, that should be enough exercise to hold them over for a while. On the Mistletoe Main. Hey, Baba. Seen a couple of these signs now, so they're marked fairly well. The trail is quite broomy, and it's uphill. So we had a barking incident. I assumed it was another dog, but then they continued to kind of bark this one area of the bush. So if it was a person or a dog, I would have seen it. So anyway, I have picked up a stick just in case because that'll do a hell of a lot of good. Lol. Anyway, we can all dare to dream, and we probably should. Along the ridge now of the Fireside Trail, or what is it, Wildfire Loop or something. Anyway, catching some views of the ocean, and it's a quiet, not overburdened trail. Bench here, right there, so bright, and there's a view of the ocean. Isn't it nice? Well, those bad girls They were off somewhere in the woods for what felt like forever. And I have known Sadie to actually get lost, so I didn't want to keep going. Well, we've made it back to the main mistletoe trail where the red dot, and there's the parking. Looks like we're almost there. And only 2 incidents of my sinoatrial node being bathed in adrenaline. Although, I have to let go of that and focus on the refractory period, which I think I'm okay. I think I've calmed right back down. Maybe it's all the magnesium I'm taking. This is pretty. A little interesting nature garden. There are ferns, and then there's holly. Just a random holly plant, tree, or bush, or whatever you call it. These are the ones that they fiddle your head? Is that it? I'm 25 feet, so you can see there's not a lot of room to maneuver in this parking lot. So if you have a longer rig, then definitely you'd have to pull over in the cul-de-sac right there. And there's room. There's room for one anyway. We made it. Now that is the cabin in the woods. Windows on that whole side, both sides, and at the end as well. That's the dream home right there. So we are back on Fort Lear. It's called Fort Lear Way, and hopefully find our way to the north end. There's a turnoff on Clanton Road. Looks like to get back to Montague, where we were yesterday. So please check out my other video. I'll link to it somewhere. Anyway, if you want to see day 1 hanging out on Saturna, where we spent a lot of the day at Montague Provincial Park, and we also toured the hamlet right by the ferry, Sturdy's Bay, and also the little hamlet of downtown. I just wanted to note that I'm at Ganner Road, intersection with this main road, and I've just passed a Potter and now the Glassworks. Islands Film and Television School. Wow. And I'm still on Fort Lear Road. I'm at the electrical vehicle charging place, and it is the Millard Learning Center. Anyway, I'm still in my pajamas. It occurred to me, you know, with all the years of pressure that I had to always look professional, I even had people tell me that I should be wearing makeup. Anyway, a lot of years of worrying about how I would look, even on a weekend, because of being in real estate. I'm out and about. What if somebody sees me and they think that my hair looks messy, and then they think don't have my shit together and I'm professional, and then they won't hire me, or they'll fire me, or they won't use me again, or blah 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 blah. I remember Norma, Auntie Noni, said to me last spring that she was in the hospital phase of life, the hospital stage of life. Kind of a sad stage, but she seemed to be at peace with the things that weren't going to change. She had the motivation to get better. She said, if I can get better, then I'm good with getting better and living some more life. But if I can't, I'm good to go. Right? Amazing woman. Anyway, I'm at the pajama stage of life. Just relax, you know. And I have calmed, like, even though the dogs were annoying and I had 2.5 little adrenaline bursts there, it's gone. Refractory period has shortened, and I'm feeling, and I didn't even meditate this morning. I just slept in until 6 and like better hit the ground walking and sauntering, because if I don't, then we're more likely to run into people and the dogs are more likely to get into trouble and be annoying. Anyway, I'm in the pajama stage of life. I really don't care about looking foolish. I do care about looking like I'm crazy, because then, you know, they can do stuff to you. You know, like dismiss everything you say, you know, label you mentally ill, blah, blah, blah. So I'm worried about looking crazy. But foolish, no, not worried. And I'm also not worried about, oh, I haven't learned that yet. I still have to learn that. So I don't expect of myself to know everything. Even in my job, I've only been there a year. I just sort of own it. Yeah, I'm new to the industry. I'm learning. Sorry if I'm, you know, being frustrating. But yeah, so see, the road, there's no shoulders. It is okay for an RV, but you don't want to go too fast because of these random, you know, bumps, and it might randomly slant, you know, and if you kind of do a boom, 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 who knows, you might be more at risk to tip over. So I just take it slow, and so far, so good. I just saw a big flag, and it said, "Canada is not for sale," with a heart. This has really become a thing. There was a note in the supermarket, the Daystar Market, about, you know, shopping Canadian, which I agree. Let's shop Canadian. Let's shop as local as possible. That's, like, honestly the best way to talk about carbon footprint reduction. You know, the less it's got to travel, there, right? Anyway, and just conserving resources. I'm not panicked about the carbon, but and I mean, one of the reasons I'm not panicked about the carbon is that we're at about 400 parts per million or whatever in the atmosphere, and that isn't so far above the amount that plants actually need to survive. So, you know, greenhouses usually bump that up to 1,500, 2,000 parts per million of CO2. So I'm not panicked about carbon. I don't know that it is having an impact. I also don't know that it isn't. In terms of carbon in cities, it's air quality. That matters. Oh, that's a much bigger concern in my mind, is the air quality in cities, you know, and just conserving our resources, because I think it's good to not waste, you know, and it's good to live simply as possible. So in that spirit, buying local makes a lot of sense, and I totally support that, and I would even devote time and energy to, you know, making that happen a little bit more. Ooh, going down a big hill. But this whole silly rivalry thing, you know, like the BC liquor stores sending back all their American wine. Like, they've already paid for it. They're sending it back. Like, what did the vineyard do to you? I mean, you don't know that the vineyard voted for the guy that made the comment about the State 51. Area 51. State 51. Anyway, it's like, are we really that easily triggered? Why wouldn't you just go, yeah, you wish, buddy, and move on? We got to create this whole rivalry, and you got to, like, harm relationships. I mean, this will be over. What about what about those vineyards selling the wine? How are they going to be, next time when eventually people are going to start wanting to drink their, California wine or whatever? Like, why? It seems so short-sighted to get into this. To me, it's just lunacy, right? Like, I get there's practical applications, like there's these tariffs, although I don't find that life could get possibly much more expensive for me, so to me it's like it's beyond expensive now, that it's just kind of like, well, how much worse can it get? Certainly have to pay a little extra for some RV parts, but some of them. But anyway, I guess I just don't buy into or align with this notion of piling more misery upon misery, Ooh, there's a pullout, there's a viewpoint here. Ooh. Actually, just now finished my cold coffee from yesterday morning from the ferry. It tasted pretty good. I just would like to note here that I haven't seen a residence in a couple of kilometers, some realm of civilization. Oh, see, it's like a garage and mailboxes, but there's that stretch there where there's not much at all. Dega Cove, volcanic stone and jewelry, closed. Welcome, cabins, Bodega Ridge, and shore access. And that man waved at us. That was so nice. This entire trip from this morning's walk thus far, the road has been pretty good. Pretty good. And not too terrifying either, like not too many drop-off kind of scenarios. Not like Saturna, where there was that one section of the road between town and the east side where it did have quite the drop-off for like a kilometer. But here we're going down the hill. Looks like towards maybe the water. So now we're down by the water, and let's see if we're near the end of the road. Looks like I'm coming upon the North End Fire Hall. Low fire risk. That's nice. Ooh, Bodega Ridge and Cook Road. Oh, that road I'm not going to go up. At least not right now. And on that comment about Area 51, State 51, I'm just thinking about something that Wayne Dyer said. He said, have you come across those people? There's a certain person that seems to be looking for a reason to be offended. And there will always be reasons. You will always find a reason to be offended. And I feel that way. He said you could respond like, oh, interesting. I haven't really looked at it that way before. And so, not that we don't have to look out after our best interests and also the best interests of the relationship between the two places, the two countries. Ooh, that was a little tight. But we don't have to get like all emotionally invested in it and angry. That is not necessary. So I think that's showing you really just how many people have that default setting of looking for a reason to be offended and then responding the way. So what if someone says something really terrible? I mean, it's shocking in the moment, but like Dispenza said, you shouldn't have, he never actually uses you shouldn't, because should is a guilt word, but you should, or the aim is to shorten the refractory period. And how long has this been going on now? Months. And we still have this flags up and notes up in the store. The positive way is focus local. Focus local and shop local and produce local. I'm all for local. Local! And look at this road. Holy crap. It's still okay, but ooh, I see a steep rock sign up ahead. Oh, there's a little cabin. Oh, adorable. Oh, and it's right oceanfront. Wow. I'm seeing there what looks like a public dock, but it's only pullover on the non-existent shoulder for parking. So beautiful. I am beginning to wonder if there's going to be decent parking or turnaround ability. Turnaround ability! Yeah! I just made up another word, I think. Oh, starting to get a little nervous here on what I'm going to be dealing with. But I do hope that when the road ends, there is a spot to turn around. That's the North Galliano Community Hall. Huh. So there's a turnaround spot. But we are not yet at the end of the road. So I must press on. Oh my god, I just passed a rock that said the 49th parallel. Well, we are at Divina Crescent and it is the end of the road. Have a look at it. Downhill and then it becomes like a little dirt lane. So yep, we are at the end of the road. Look at these vehicles. 23.7 kilometers from our original starting point this morning down at the community forest. We're at the community center now, and it's about a 400-meter walk from the end of the road there. And there's trail access here as well, so I'm just going to get some coffee on and maybe even get dressed first. So here we are at the community center parking, and there are trails in this park here. Dinocio Point? Anyway, we'll have to check that out. Here's our setup. The doogies are eating. And this is the community center parking. This is definitely where you have to turn around if you're in an RV. Unless you want to be doing the 60-point turn, 400 meters down the road. What's that in miles? Anyway, 400 meters. Yeah, I'm used to doing the 60-point turn, but still it was on a bit of a slant. So, not the idealist. God, I wish I could learn to speak. Community center, but they recently redid the table. Oh, toot toot. So I'm going to sit here at this plastic one, and there's a little mini library, and the girls are over there. Don't know how well I'd be able to see this, but this is 4 seasons with 5 children on one family farm. 4 seasons, 5 kids, 1 farm. Michael J. Rosen. I wonder if it might be chicks, hay, alfalfa, manure. Oh, this is great. Resources. Oh my goodness. Might help out with figuring out how to homestead. I know that my daughter is considering such a lifestyle. Kane, Gray. Oh my gosh, are they all boys? Oh no, Allie. And Mom is Becky. Neat. Dad is Dave. Okay. Dave Bennett. And Bo. Simon and Bo, the dogs. Oh, kitties. Angus, the border collie. This is cool, actually. I think I might have to grab this book, and I think I can find one to leave behind, so it'll be perfect. It's actually cool. Their final numbers: 30 cows, remaining animals in the Bennett herd, 500,000 calves, approximate number of calves born in Ohio that year, 500 pounds, the amount of beef stored in the Bennett's downstairs chest freezer, 90 to 100 pounds, the amount of deer meat, 15 egg layers, and there's 31 million egg layers in Ohio, housed at approximately 4,500 farms. 120 hours, the time Caleb spent coaching his little brothers in baseball, wrestling, and football. Aww. They got me a little choked up. Very peaceful. Pet sitter, Looty? Yes or no? I'm back. I'm back. 9:35 in the morning. We are walking the 400 meters from the community center to the end of the road. I was hoping to not have to bring the dogs, but I am a lady on my own in a fairly deserted place, so I bring. There's the 49th parallel. We're here. So here's where we are. Davina Drive. And there's a couple of old vehicles I thought was interesting. In particular, this eco-friendly model that has a green roof. And that camper looks like it could use a little work. Probably needs a little sealant. And same with this one here, which also has a green roof. And this neat old cabin. Okay, so the end of the road, sorry, the dogs are like nuzzling in. The end of the road is not the trail into the park. It must be off then the community center. This is the land. We need permission from the tribe. The Penelakut tribe, IR number 9. Remember when it was Mercury Ford? Well, there's an old Ford. And there's a Mercury. Look at that old custom cab. Mercury. So peaceful. Pretty quiet. I feel like this would be a nice area to do some camping. So I am liking this very much, and I want to budget for it. So I think if I put $40 a week into my Take a Ferry fund, then presumably every 2 weeks I could
actually do something like this. The trees there are so beautiful. I have to show you. It's really challenging to do the filming with the dogs yanking away. They're around my legs right now, practically tripping me. So it's not all romance and beauty. It is annoyance as well. There's moments of annoyance in between moments of peace and tranquility. Such is life. And yeah, so ferry was like 63.40 or something like that. And then I just have to be careful on my gas, you know, for the next 2 weeks, and try not to drive too much so that I have a little bit of my gas fund left over to invest in a ferry. Hi, Joe. I really find myself, I've been thinking of you on this walk. I wish you were here. I hope we get to take a nice walk together sometime. Maybe do a little glamping in a nice peaceful spot like this. I will definitely be returning to Galliano. I'm grooving. I've noticed that I'm pausing a lot between words. I don't know if it's all the magnesium that I'm taking, but anyway, I am oh, just something I noticed. Is it a brain stutter? Am I just like so out there looking at all the pretty trees? So there is a beautiful spot for a morning breakfast picnic. Again, not a Bear Mountain picnic. The North Galliano Community Hall, 22790. What road is it again? The one that starts with a P, not Painters. Oh, Lord Tundran. And there's the RV. And Truck Camper Guy, homemade Truck Camper Guy from Alberta, is gone. He had a very, very long beard, and he was reading a book. But I guess he got through his chapter. Anyway, so hopefully this is the access. Bandilo Trail. Hopefully this is the access to the park. Aww. In memory of our dear friend Rachel, who contributed so much to so many. Honestly, these memorial benches, some of them, they're just getting me choked up. So many people, so many amazingly cool, unique people come and go from this place that we call Earth. I hope this is how we get to the trails. Oh, Bandilo Trail. All right, let's do it. So, Bandilo Trail. We're looking for... Anyway, a lot of these van lifers have said, trust your instinct. If you don't feel comfortable, trust that sense. So that's what I did, bringing the dogs. Annoying as they are. And the background is glowing. Trying to catch this clover patch with these maniacs. I'm trying to look for 4-leaf clovers, you buggers. Come on. I'm scanning. This would be a nice place to find one. But I have a feeling it's going to be a while because I've been looking, and the last time was March 29th at Dan's celebration of life. So I have a feeling that the universe wants me to savor that moment for a while longer. Is this the fucking trail or what? I think that this little tiny thing is the trail because I see some tape into the woods. But they have these wonderful signs here and these wonderful steps, and then nothing. Like, we went that way and that's not it. This is weird. So, you wonder, is it going to be worth it? Or is that a trail, or is that somebody's survey marker and we're heading onto private property? Cutting a log is a sign of trail maintenance, so hopefully. Okay, so the Bandilo Trail does not exist. It looks like it might be somebody's idea that someday it'll be a trail. Nice bench, beautifully constructed steps. But apparently for now, it is boat access only to this park at the tip of the island. Apparently there's a sign on the road that says something about marine access. I did see marine access, but I thought there was also, you know, places you could access via marine. Either way, this community center is RV accessible, and it is a very nice spot to have your breakfast or your lunch. And apparently there is a walking trail down to the water just over yonder, so I'm gonna go check that out. Now this I wanted to capture because I think this is an intentional green roof. They smell really good, and even if lilacs were around all year, I would still enjoy the fragrance very much. And wild roses. And the broom is pretty special too, even though it's an invasive species hated by many. It's here. We probably won't be able to get rid of it. I mean, it's everywhere, right? So, oh, maybe this is the trail to the water. Let me see. Let me see. Closest public access is not marked, other than the little clue that says no parking. But it's a short walk from the community center. Maybe 150 meters? Oh yeah, I see the public dock that I drove by. And there's the beautiful clear water. Oh, I've said this many times, but nature is trippy. This one is really smooth. I was gonna say I wish I had the time to be creative, but now I do. I do, because I'm getting up early. Feeling a little bit like a spider person. Or that it would be great to get some flexibility back in the old leagues. This driftwood will be my future full-body tree hugger sign. Something really magical that happens in these islands. The island vibes brings back the 60s, 70s in people like me. People that want to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. Watch what happens when you sing that. Watch. Here we go. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. And assuming you don't fall over before the transformation is done. Next thing you know, you're a hippie again. You're a hippie. You're a hippie. Woo! Wasn't that a cool transition? Ooh, I can't spin the way I used to, but I still managed to let the magic work. And now, back into my semi-disguise, partial hippie, so that I can safely go back to Victoria without being put into the hospital. You're such a freak, girlfriend. Thing is, what's that chick smoking? Not a damn thing. Although I admit I had some cold coffee from the ferry from yesterday and an instant coffee. I'm high on nature. I missed BC so much. I missed the ocean so much when I was back east all those years, like 21-ish years, without having like a connection of actually, you know, living out here, which I did since 2020, you know, the RV was here. Man, I mean, I had nature, you know, is trippy on the off-grid property, but again, nature, right? Get outside and get happy. That's Girl in the Woods. Girl in the Woods, she has a channel, she's awesome. She does long form videos, she's out in the woods, she's cutting wood, she's chainsawing, she's building shit, you know, she's amazing. I was wrong, actually. The access to the waterfront path is about 300 meters in Canadian. And the only thing it's marked by is a no parking sign, which we just passed. And it's right after the public dock, which again doesn't really seem to have any parking. So I think the community center is really your best bet. I see a lot of cars parked here, but I'm not sure why. I'm not sure. There must be some kind of resort here or marina or something. I get a feeling that the North Galliano crowd might be a little less social. There isn't much up here, and I did speak to a couple of ladies, but the fact that I didn't know that the park didn't have actual access from the road was something that they had to point out, you know, that there's a sign, but most people don't see it. So they weren't, you know, but they also were helpful, and they told me about the trail access just down the road. I've experienced a lot more friendliness. Like, I didn't really expect friendliness, because I figured a lot of places that are paradise, people go there and they get irritated when you know, people visit, and it becomes somewhat overrun with people that don't know where they're going and possibly trespassing and all of that. So I do understand tourists can be annoying. However, oh, we all should share in this paradise on the old planet, Mama Earth, Mama Earth. 2.9 kilometers from the end of the road. Oh, there's a pullout here. Oh,
There's a pullout, but it says no trespassing. That's weird. I wonder why. I wonder what it means. So this side of the road is private property somehow? I'm gonna just take a picture. So that's the beautiful looking shoreline there. Well, since I'm here, I'm gonna take the chance of going down because I see it's Spotlight Cove Road and it says shore access. So I'm gonna check, even though I may end up on a really narrow thing just because the shoreline looks so gorgeous where I pulled over. And then the water, oh my God, looked like Caribbean, which I heard from one of the residents, this nice, really nice lady who was super nice to the dogs. I've had two ladies be super nice to the dogs. Anyway, she said if you go further around the beach that it's like the Caribbean. So I had a little glimpse of something that looked like that and I want to just check it out. This really quickly because there's seems to be, it's shore access number 38 and there really isn't any parking here. So it's like if you're on foot or on your bicycle you can do it. Beautiful spot, but indeed there is no parking. There's the RV. That would be a nice spot to sit, but if you are RVing it, especially in a bigger unit than mine, I'm going to recommend against Shore Point. Number 38. I am commencing the 38-point turn. There's like a Buddhist looking house there. I hope I'm capturing some of it because it looks really funky. It says practice peace. Oh neat, I like that. And there's like a little Buddha outside. Practice peace. I like that very much. Inches by inches, eventually something happens when you get there. Using your 38-point turn, when you end up down a place like this, oh my God, but they have a multicolor flag that is I'm almost finding it seems like it's a bit political these days, so I just never know anymore, because politics does not have the answers. Dividing ideas like that, dividing worldviews like that. There's only one view, the human view. We bleed red and we shit brown and we pee yellow, unless there's something really wrong with us. Ooh, now there's that gorgeous bay. Oh, so I guess it would be, it would be more so, so there it is, but it'd be like, if you're ambitious enough to walk from the community center, then you could check it out. A talk from Joseph Campbell in his series with Bill Moyers is coming into my mind. And he talked about Adam and Eve being born into or sent into the world of opposites once they ate the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. He went on to say, so good, evil, this, that, dark, light, the pairs of opposites.
left, right, each on their own are just a fragment. It needs to be together for it to be whole. So one side of a pair of opposites cannot be the whole picture. Which is why I think we need to transcend that thinking and not get so locked into it that you end up being someone who would give the finger to someone driving an electric car by someone who is now working with the government. Because electric cars are good. They're great. I mean, the fuel industry tried to suppress the electric car for how long? There's documentaries about it. Who killed the electric car, blah, blah, blah. This technology has been around before. And it was suppressed because the oil and gas, that is probably the biggest moneymaker on the planet. Now I'm going to update that thought. Oh, Bodega Ridge. It's interesting. Okay. I'm going to update that thought. Probably the biggest moneymaker on the planet now is the investment industry. Investment firms. It's the making money investment firms that are the biggest money makers on the planet, that a small amount of shareholders, a small amount of companies own the vast majority of access to resources and just the commodity production. They own it. Oh my God, that's gorgeous. That's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. I wonder if there's a pull-out near here for that beautiful shoreline, but maybe not. Anyway, that's why politics needs to be left alone. It's let sleeping dogs lie. Don't get into it, because you'll never find an answer until you go beyond. You need, the 10,000 foot view that can see both sides, can see the value in both sides, the concern in both sides, the flaws of both sides. That's what you have to do, man. Unless you just, want to be an extreme political thinker, then of course, everyone gets to live their life the way that they choose to, or the way that they are programmed to. Oh my God, those cabins are freaking adorable. At this bodega place, holy shite. If you want to splurge, I'm going to say definitely look up this bodega park, little resort with the cabins. Oh my God. Pink geranium bodega check-in. Oh my God. Check this out. Oh my God, look. It's so cute. And the cabins are adorable. And there's a flag. Again, it represents a political stance. And yeah, I totally am anti-war. Really anti-war. Now check out this cool looking Class A motorhome. It's like some kind of car in the front. Oh my God. We'll have to ask Raj what that is. Anyway, war absolutely sucks. It should be avoided. Having said that, the entire history of the human experience here is conquering and being conquered. And again, that is in our animal nature, I believe. Dominating, making sure for survival, having access to all the resources, hoarding the resources. And these are the things that we have to overcome in ourselves. The pecking order.
the hierarchy. It's a perfectly, seemingly natural part of nature. You see dogs do it, you see chickens do it, you see the herd of elk, the male elk, you know, they battle it out to have access to like the entire herd of cows, right? But to quote back to a line from The World According to Garp, diseases are natural too. It doesn't mean we have to give in to them. Anyway, she was hilarious. If you haven't seen that movie, I totally recommend it. Garp's mother, the nurse, she said, it was lust. Lust. My son is lusting after your daughter. And then the other guy says, well, you know, come on, it's only natural. Diseases are natural. It doesn't mean we have to give in to them. So yeah, all of these impulses, I think they are quite natural. But if all we do is give in to our impulses, where does that lead us as individuals? And then just, it's not hard to expand that to where does that lead us as a planet? If humanity, or whoever's running the show as a whole, is pretty much just following impulse. I will let you decide. I'm enjoying this beautiful drive. But if you've been following my videos, you know I tend to get into a little bit of part-time philosophy as thoughts come into my mind. And interesting, because Dispenza said, you know, our thoughts are habits, they're loops. And so what happened? I saw a flag. And then what happened? My mind went down this rabbit hole about what I just, all this nonsense that I just spouted off. Actually, my creature disagreed with that. Got a little feeling in my chest. I think it's a lot closer to wisdom than it is nonsense. But that is not for me to decide. For you, is for you to decide. From the end of the road, it's approximately 7.5 kilometers to where there's a more full-size pull-out. Pottery. I shall have to look up this potter online. We are 14.2 kilometers from the end. Cedar Grove Gallery, Sandra Dolph, D-O-L-P-H it looks like. Okay, lol. So the guy in the blue car way up ahead there, he actually gave me the extended honk for letting him pass. And right here is a straightaway, right? So I figured this is the safest place for him to have a look and pass. Anyway, he was not happy about that. I mean, I get maybe he was scared to poke out and look and see, but do you not have to have a little faith in your fellow humans that if I stop to let him pass, that the traffic is clear and it's a straightaway? I mean, obviously if I stopped on a corner or something, I would more so deserve an extended honk. But that was kind of my wondering about North Galliano, is like if they find dealing with people annoying. There's Pete wondering if we can talk. Oh, it is so pretty. Yeah, so I pulled into an actual pullout now and let 3 more cars pass that were right on my tail rather quickly, collecting there. And so I'm thinking there must be a ferry that they're trying to catch. I just let another 2 vehicles pass. So I think, yeah, it's around 11:30. There must be a ferry within the hour. And then I'm gonna guess that there's a ferry around 3 o'clock or 3:30. Somewhere between 3 and 4, I'm gonna guess. So I should probably be in the ferry lineup by about 2. Because I think I'm gonna be on the Milk Run ferry back to Victoria. Probably go from Galliano to Maine, and then to Saturna, and then Pender. It'll be super fun, actually. I'm totally looking forward to it. Like, Milk Run maybe seems annoying, but not for me. I love the ferry, actually. Just have to avoid the cake of death. Back at the Daystar Market for a little breakfast provisions.
Okay, your options are, yeah, there's a 450.
Lots of healthy food items here. Even a few bulk items. Coffee. Really nice produce. Best avocados I've had in years. And, oh, where's... Lots of options. A little too yummy. Where's the coffee again, though? Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got some more of the micro coffee. Micro brew. But not beer coffee. Butternut. Oh my God. Along Portlier Pass Road, I came to this intersection here. I turned right, and then I'm in this, I'm in this square right now, just at the Daystar Market. And I want to go back to the beach to make breakfast before then heading back out, and I'll check out the hamlet near the ferry once I'm in the lineup. So it's true, there's a ferry in the morning that leaves. There's a ferry around noonish that leaves. There's a ferry sometime around 4-ish that leaves, although the time is different, weekday versus weekend. And then there's like an after 8 o'clock, one more ferry. So there's like 4 per day. Pretty sure I'll be on the Milk Run though. Kind of excited about that. So plan is to go back to the beach, make breakfast. I got some more Berryman Farms meat that I'm gonna cook on the fire. And I got some more of those amazing avocados. Then I'm gonna head back to the hamlet near, I think I said that. I'm gonna head back to the hamlet kind of early-ish, a couple hours before the ferry, and, you know, check out the little village. Note to self and to other RVers, the need to pull over to get out of people's way dramatically increases by sometime around 11 a.m. So I am going to recommend that the exploring and finding a place to picnic for the day happens fairly early. Like, I had no problem at all arriving here at 7:13 in the morning and then making my way to a couple of different spots. But I then was pretty settled for the day before noon. Obviously, the traffic on the main road is going to be busy heading towards the noon hour, so that people are going to be lining up for the ferries. And this is not that road, so people are probably just in more of a hurry to go fishing or go home to their lovely homes. Anyway, that's RV Pointer. Ooh, that's a beautiful place. What was that? That yellow house. Oh my gosh. So, Montag Harbor, obviously, is a good place. to hang out for the day if you're an RVer. Perhaps up that bluff park, but yeah, that could be sketchy for a lot of RVers to get up that hill. The north end is gorgeous. There's like 3 different parks up that end, but I'm not sure of the access to them. I'll have to look more into that. Probably have to get some local intel to figure that out, because the park at the northernmost end is not accessible from road. And then yeah, there's the Gnomestead. Oh, I love that. Anyway, if I think of it, I'll try and get a shot of that on the way back out, but yeah, I'm a little bit puzzled about the access to the, nature reserves at the north end. It's a bit mysterious, but we'll see. I will make it my intention to figure that out at some point on my return trip, because I am definitely coming back. I really like it. I really like it here a lot, and obviously I'm going back to Saturna. I might not do Salt Spring in the summer, although I should probably do, now that I'm more experienced at RVing on the islands, I should probably do a return to Salt Spring and a better video about that experience and where you can access. I drove over that whole island and it was absolutely beautiful. I don't remember being terrified for my life on any of the roads, although I didn't go up the mountain. So I really should go back and check more things out, but I think it's a little more overrun with people once May long weekend and beyond hits. So I'm not too sure. Not too sure about Salt Spring for the summer, but we'll see. We will see. Oh, the little road, the beautiful view of the harbor. Oh, I was glowing. Does that not look freaking delicious? Well, it does to me anyway. And there's the cooking setup. And the fire's already starting to go out. Breakfast is ready. It's a little late though. It's like 1:45. We are packed up and back on our way to the ferry lineup. It is about 2:45. In my estimation, that makes me quite late for the ferry lineup, but we'll see. Wonderful breakfast again. So good. Indonesian and German. I'm not sure I understand the...
Andalusian? Is that Spanish, I think?
Oh yeah?
I think so. Here, hold on, listen. Here.
It's the loose leaf tea and papery.
Are these open?
It's not open right now. Then there's the Galliano Island Realty. It's connected. And ooh, here's some properties for sale. Affordable building lot, 1 acre. Fillmore and point to water accessible community on Galliano Island. It sounds like it might be boat access. Maybe.
I don't know how you would build anything out there. I know they do it, but I don't know how the hell they do it.
Because people build things, like I've seen the guy in his building truck going by, and the Galliano electric guy.
Yeah?
Sure, there's contractors everywhere, baby.
Yeah, I know. A place where people live. Better hope there's. I just don't know how people survive how expensive that must be to build houses on those places.
Yeah, just the extra time in the ferry ride, really.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Assuming they're not, but they might have contractors that live right here, because this is a nice place to live.
Yeah.
The Sturdy's Bay Bakery, Galliano Island. It's got coffee and baked goods. And it is open from 7 until 2. So yeah, I did see it the other morning. I saw an open sign and I was like, what is that? I was like, oh. And then last night I was really craving a coffee, like a cappuccino. Oh my God, then there's this cool, hello puppy.
Probably pregnant.
Oh.
Super friendly, following me around,
What does practical mean?
Well, if you have to go to work and stuff.
Oh, yeah, well.
That.
You mean me or you?
Meant you.
Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I can live in my car during the week if it need be. Oh, yes.
That would defeat a lot of the point. Which
I'm at the gas station now.
they bought a condo for like somehow. I don't really know what the deal was.
I'm recording a little shot of this little plaza called Manzanitaville.
Is that a play on Margaritaville?
Maybe. It is so adorable.
What is it?
What?
What is it?
Manzanitaville? Because there's a Manzanita Road.
Okay, so it's not a margarita joint.
It might be.
Yeah.
Book your massage therapy and yoga. This is a cute little plaza. It's got like cedar shake siding. And yeah, this little store here, Manzanitaville, very cute on the outside. I can't really tell. Oh yeah, it's got some nice funky hippie looking clothing and things inside. I'm gonna go to the other window now, see what I can see. Oh, and there's something across the road. It's a yellow house, and it says yellow house, and it's got like a little board on the outside. I wonder. Ooh, there's.
Remember when we were in Salt Spring, there was some place out of the window. Remember the hotel we were at?
Yeah.
There was some restaurant you could see out the window.
Out the window.
And I think we walked by it. It was on the same street that Harvey was parked on.
Oh. The yellow house.
It was a super fancy restaurant.
What time is it now, baby?
6:30.
So that's 3:30. I see some traffic, so I don't know if it means that there's a ferry there unloading.
Yeah.
Now there's this really nice patio. It's got a red steel roof and it's got really thick wood, obviously more handmade looking picnic benches on the patio. And what is it though? Probably a restaurant. It's called the Ox Eye.
Oh, the Ox Eye?
The Ox Eye, which it obviously has some kind of indoor seating. And then it says kitchen and provisions.
Okay, so there's
Okay.
some stuff to go.
Oh yeah, it looks like it, yeah. It looks that way. Neat. It even smells good from outside. Maybe smells like fresh baking or something.
Stay away.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, just being able to cook that, grass-fed meat on the fire. Okay, the Yellow House. Looks like it's the Yellow House Art Center. Oh, it must be some kind of art gallery. It's got a main building and then which looks like an older cottage. Huh. Okay, so there's the huge ferry lineup, 12 lanes. And we are only stopping at Pender, which is, I was kind of hoping to be Max and Moritz Spicy Island Food House is like a little trailer, and that's the one that's got the Indonesian and German food.
Like I don't know anything about Indonesian food except for what I've eaten was awesome.
Yeah, I don't remember anything. It's because I was 17 when I was there.
At 4, you know.
Yeah, I can't see a German being that, like, you could kind of really take advantage of the people waiting for the ferry. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of people that are hungry, right? We're leaving the island, and this ferry is probably the Salish Raven, I'm guessing, is going to go to Pender on its way